Okay, so there's this new YouTube movie that is coming out. It's called FNAF and Dominance by Mr. Freakman. And now I don't know much about FNAF, but I want to try to figure out what happens, at least in these three photos that I found. That what happened in them? Like did someone die? Did is the plot did it take a 180? So that's what I'm trying to figure out now. So here is footage of me trying to figure that out. Now I'm gonna try to solve these today. So let's just do this. Okay, so the first image he posted was this with I think Withered Bonnie, or I don't know that much of FNAF, but I do know I think some of the characters. And I think this is canonically Bobby's dad, I think. And then I think in the lore he had a dad, but I think he died. I'm not sure. I don't know much of the lore, but I'm going to try to guess. And these guesses are probably way off, but yeah. So the first thing I notice is that in this picture, this room seems very similar to the latest post he posted, which was this one. A box room. But I don't know if that theory is correct. Because if you can see here, there's two little, there's these things here. I don't know what those are. Maybe tables or maybe tiles of flooring or something, but I think that might be part of the room. And if we look here in the timeline, 1:10, and I think later in this scene, we can see here, I think Withered Bonnie is probably going to have maybe a crying scene. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing here. And then with this one, I think this takes place before the image that we just looked at, because just like Jax, I think from TADC, in episode, let's say, I think it was 8 or something, Kinger was explaining his stuff, right? And basically Jax went out and he was just like, I'm gonna quote his words, "This is real?" Question mark. So I think this is where Withered Bonnie panics or contemplates his life choices after I think his father died. At least that's what I think, because if we look in the timeline here, this is just normal lighting, while this is just looks like there's fire burning, but not actual fire, because obviously. Then here in the timeline here, he's by a lake. So I have no idea how that works, because wouldn't their places be switched around? Oh no. Okay, I see what you mean. Oh. Okay, scratch that. I think what's happening here is I think he sees it first, and then in the timeline it skips to it cuts to Withered Bonnie, probably very shocked or something like that, and I think he's gonna turn around and then look like this in this frame here. That's what I think is gonna happen in that one. And then this one, I have no idea. But what I do know is that this has to take place before those two scenes, because I think those other two scenes are going to be more later, and I think this is going to be earlier, where this sets up the plot for the FNAF and Dominance. I don't know if it's going to be a movie or something, but yeah, I think that's what Mr. Freakman said in one of his posts, so we're just going to go with that. And let's see. So here in the timeline doesn't give us that much. We do know it's 5 minutes and about 5 minutes. We do know that. And then let's see here. I do know this has to take place before then. I don't know if that's correct, and if it isn't, oh well, this is just a theory. But I think what might be happening is that they might be in a different part of that same room in the first image, but just at a different angle. Maybe? I don't know, because this room doesn't look the same as this one. So, yeah. Plus, I think what supports my theory of this being after the second image is what he says. This scene is so sad. I think we can all agree that this might be really bad for Withered Bonnie, which it definitely is. Then this comes after that, and since the order of this, doesn't quite match. I think this might come after, because then we can get that. Because then we can have that first scene, but then this can come after, so then this could guide the plot better. But if this comes before, then this has to start the plot. So this has to be like maybe a problem going on or something. So maybe Bobby's, maybe, I don't know, this is just a guess, but maybe he sees everything that's going on and then maybe tells Golden Freddy. I think that's the character's name on the right side. I have no idea. Again, I don't know FNAF. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's what happens. I don't know. We just gotta wait till the movie. But in conclusion, okay, that guy's gonna take way too long to do the conclusion. But in conclusion, those first and second images definitely tie together, and the third image is probably not related to it. But I also saw a comment on one of on that specific post. Saying like what conversation could they possibly be having, and that kind of lit up a light bulb for me, because something definitely important must be going on if he has to tell Golden Freddy. Something has to be going on. So yeah, that's my theory. A game theory. Sorry, that was cringe as hell.